Welcome to Redvee TV's instant fan reaction, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2021 season. Following St Helens' 28-0 victory this evening against the Salford Red Devils. Kev, it's been a long time since we've done one of these outside. Really good to be back in the stadium tonight, although it's not behind us because we're abiding by the rules set by the club, obviously not congregating outside the ground. Really good result.
Yeah, never in doubt, was it? I think we were always comfortable during the game. I don't think Salford, they could still be playing now with no one else on the field. I still don't think they'd score. But you know what? It was just great getting back into the stadium. Great seeing fans and hearing fans there again. I think it lifted the players all round. I think that's a good first game back.
I think I posted on social media before the game. I was a little bit disappointed given the guidance that the club set out to make sure that we're fan ready and we can try and host these games, especially essentially some of these are test events really, because fans haven't been in the ground for so long. To see so many people just not wearing the masks, and obviously yes, I think we realised that there are people who are medically exempt who would ask to contact the club to state that they wear so before the game. But there was an awful lot of people, it seemed, who just didn't want to abide by it. And I think we've seen from our social media tonight a few pointing out, basically saying, the government say you don't need to wear one outside. But do you know what? It's the club rules. We don't want to see rates going back up. And do you know what? There was an awful lot of Saints fans who couldn't be there tonight because they missed out on the ballot, who would have quite happily wore a mask just to be in that stadium.
I'll say it wearily. If the worst thing you've got to do is put a mask on while you're in a stadium, and that's the worst thing that's happened to you for the past 6 months, 7 months or so, or the past 15, listen, if that's the worst thing that has happened to you, then you've got no worries in life at all, have you? You've not tasted a little touch of what this illness can bring to your life. It's about looking after other people. It's not about yourself. It's about a rule set by the club. If you don't want to follow that rule, that's fair enough. That's up to you. Don't come then. It's just simple as that. Just don't come. I'm saying it wearily because obviously over the past couple of months we've seen what's happened in life. We've seen what's gone on. Listen, without going into detail, it's hit me hard. So seeing it is just disappointing, and hearing people just say, oh, just get on with it and go and have a couple of pints after the game. You know what? You've not got a first clue.
Yeah, and I think obviously the infection rate is currently low at this moment in time, but it's low for a reason, because we've been sticking to social distancing guidelines. Things are undoubtedly going to go up. The variants will be about, and do you know what? We don't want to end up in a situation where we're playing behind closed doors once again. So yeah, I think that's what we'll say on that matter. If you don't agree, you don't agree, but well, that's your view. But if you don't like it, it's the club's rules. And that's what we need. That's what we're sticking by.
That's the main thing. It's the club's rules. It's the club's rules. It's the conditions that you go in under. Listen, again, if you don't like them, then just don't go. Simple as.
On the field, first half, I think fans have been a little bit critical over the last few weeks about the style of play, saying it's been a little bit monotonous, 5 drives and a kick. I thought first half we tried to be more expansive. May not have necessarily worked, and there was a lot of drop ball, but you could see that there was an attempt to be a little bit more expansive in the play.
Yeah, as I said, we were comfortable. I think Salford did have a little bit of pressure where we made 3 errors, but it was just down to our errors and a goal line dropout that they forced, given that fairness. But it was our errors that put them onto our line. As you say, like we had 2 tries that were chalked off as well. Aaron Smith got a bit of try line fever and double movement. James Redvee went round the back of one of his own players that cancelled out one that Nagama ended up going over with. You could almost see that it was starting to little tiny bits of attacking play were there. Defensively we were solid as well. Defensively we were solid, but you could just see that the trying. And again, I'll say it again, fans being in have given us a boost today.
that sliding defence that we've got on show, I don't think you fully appreciate how good it is until you see it in the flesh. And do you know what? We did give a lot of drop ball and give Salford good field position at times to try and attack our line, but we looked like a white wall, a Redvee wall, that just was not going to be breached this evening. I thought we were a little unlucky to only go in. Was it 6-0 up at the half with Alex Walmsley, the only one to rumble over? It could have been much more than that, but second half I thought we came out and I thought we were much better in attack.
Yeah, that's it. Going back to the first half, forgetting that Johnny Lomax went off on, about 25-30 minutes for a head injury assessment. Ended up coming back on, which does obviously allow you to be a little bit more fluid. But you're right, second half it did click a lot more. Again, we probably could have scored more than we ended up doing, but it was... I'm not saying it's the finished article by any stretch of the imagination, but it was better. It was better. There were bits like the Theo Farge try, him, Coote and Wellesby all linking up. It was lovely to see. Bit of broken fields, bit of clever play from all of them. And you just see that, and us going out to the wings as well, both wingers getting a try. You just think, yeah, you know what, there's some... It's starting to try and click there. As I say, it's not the finished article. It's nowhere near, I don't think, attacking-wise. Defensively, as I say, we look sound. We look absolutely sound. Attacking-wise, you can kind of see what they're working on and see that it's starting to kind of get there. And hopefully, when the bigger tests come round, I think I said it either on the preview show or last week, we're a team who lifts our levels anyway. So when we play Hull, when we play Warrington, we will lift it to another level.
See, that seems to be the thing for me at the moment. The latest thing that fans have been commenting on the social media saying, oh, when the bigger tests come round, we won't be able to play like this. At this moment in time, can anybody honestly tell me who is setting the world alight across this league? I think the standard is really poor. We might not be fantastic, but I think at this moment in time, we've probably still got more than enough to beat pretty much everyone else out there.
Yeah, it always sticks in your throat and you've got to turn around and say us and Wigan. But us and Wigan are the standout teams, I think. You look at others, Huddersfield are starting to kind of click a little bit. Warrington seem to be a properly up and down team. Leeds have fallen away. And as you say, the standard of... If you go back to, say, 2006 and you put our team of 2006 into this league... they'd probably be, come the end of the season, they'd be light years ahead.
We talked about the flowing try from Theo Farge that he started and finished himself. My actual favourite try of the night was the no-look pass to Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook. It was a little bit Tommy Martin-esque when he put Peter Shields in back in the day. And obviously Theo is out of contract at the end of the year. Huddersfield have been spoken about of a potential suitor, but he'll probably have plenty across the league who will be interested in him. And at the moment, he's really stepping his performances up. Saints we're looking to keep him, but a lot of it's probably going to come down to the salary cap and finance. But at this moment in time, Theo can't be doing much more than he is to be putting himself either in the shop window or saying to Saints, this is what you're going to miss.
Yeah, exactly right. I think I was actually thinking that the past couple of weeks he has hit a nice vein of form, and it usually happens. I mean, whether it's coincidence, whether it's just fans looking at it a different way, that when a player does want a new contract or is in the last year of a contract, they do step up the performances. But I thought Theo was great tonight. I do think he was. Some of his little bombs kind of were diffused in the in-goal, but you're talking a matter of a foot, half a foot that he's out there. I tweeted Matt Shaw, the rugby league journalist, today, and he said that he was convinced that Farge would be at Huddersfield next year, and that Saints wanted to try him at 9. Now I don't know how much truth there is in that, but if he does go, he'll be. Listen, for the likes of Huddersfield, he would be a great signing because he's showing that he's class. He's a 2-time grand final winner with us. He's been our scrum half in the past 2 grand finals.
I think the issue is, does Theo want to play at 9? If he thinks he can get a decent deal as a 7 somewhere else in the league, it's an interesting one. We've just got. I don't think it'd be an issue if we didn't have Lewis Dodd coming through. So it remains to be seen. It's an intriguing conundrum that we're going to have to solve. Ignatius Parsi, couple of cameos from the bench this evening. He's an absolute wrecking ball in the flesh, isn't he?
He is. You know what? I love watching players like that. Someone who lifts the crowd. I know I've just said that the players are boosted by the crowd, but the likes of Parsi coming on and taking them first run-ins from kickoffs, they properly get the crowd bouncing. They get us shouting. They get us, like, you can hear the contact as well, and it's. He looks like he could be a good signing. I mean, he no offloads, I don't think, from him tonight, and he's still got that in his game. He didn't need to. It's not a criticism. He didn't need to, but he's still got that in his game. I think we saw it Regan Grace against Wakefield. He kind of started all that by offloading it to Lewis Dodd. But yeah, he is one of them. He's almost in the, what would you say, Mori Fasavalu, Sia Soliola, could go down as one of our cult heroes. He really could. And it's good to see someone working in tandem with Alex Walmsley, because Alex Walmsley does that. He drags players in and causes problems, and Parsi does the same. And you can leave Lou's a different type of forward who will run in hard, but he's quick. And then you've got the work rate of Kyler Moore this year. I think Kyler Moore's been great this year as well. But yeah, with Parsi, he's, as I say, could be a cult hero for the Saints.
I think you've got that right there. I think what we lost a lot maybe over the last couple of years was we didn't have any impact off the bench, didn't we? We obviously had the first spell of Alex Walmsley and Luke Thompson, but then there was a notable drop off in the 10 minutes before half time when obviously Alex goes for a little bit of a breather. Not that it's a very long one. We seem to be a lot more consistent in the forwards this time around.
You say that, but Matty Lees was like kind of maintained the intensity, probably more of Luke Thompson than of Alex Walmsley. So when he came on, there was no drop in intensity there. But you're right, there was no one who kind of broke tackles and had the hands to kind of give off an offload and us get another 10, 15, 20 metres down the field. It's great to see. And there's another name, Matt Lees, who's currently out injured. He's going to be out for a couple of months, isn't he? I think it was 10, 12 weeks that he was going to be out for. Another kind of string to the bow with the forwards. But yeah, with Parsi, he does kind of bring that. And he'll get his chance to start as well. But he brings that oomph from the bench, doesn't he?
And I think that's, you're right there. You say, obviously, we're looking at the players we're still missing. Matty Lees, James Bentley's out. Yeah. Good to hear that it's only going to be 14 weeks. I know that sounds
like a long time.
Like a long time, but 14 weeks, you think he's back around 18, 19 for the back end of the year. Tommy Makinson missing this evening. Lewis Dodd's not in the squad. There's players missing out who are still going to get the chance, so it all looks bright. The end of the game, what I really liked the way the squad went around the field and they lined up essentially in front of the West Stand and got serenaded. We've been to watch German football a little bit. Yep. Win or lose, the team go and stand in front of the main home end and listen to the crowd sing to them. I really, really like that's nice, and I'd like to see that become a regular feature. I thought it was really good, and it basically puts the crowd and the team in tandem, doesn't it?
It does. We spoke about it when Justin Holbrook was in charge and said that the town and the team had been reconnected. So seeing something similar again, and they might do it for the next couple of games where there's a limit on the number of fans who can be in. It'd be good too, because not everybody got to kind of see that tonight. But yeah, it's good to have that link, and it was great. I think it was Alex Walmsley who was dragging all the players over, saying, "Don't just go off just yet. Let's get in front of these fans who have waited a long time to go and see us, come and see us." So it was great to see.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just that the connection. I think probably the squad realise how much they've missed the fans. I think I don't know. Maybe players. Players and fans, you take things for granted in life, don't you? Yeah. Until you miss it. And the 14 months of the game's not been the same without fans being in the ground. So it's good to see them together. That said, we have been at Duisburg in the German Bundesliga second division on the day they got relegated, and seen their players come and line up in front of the crowd after going down. I got absolute pelters. People tried to climb over the bars, climb on the crossbar to try and get to them. It was quite a funny sight to see, but yeah, hopefully we won't be seeing anything like that in front of the Saints game.
We should put the own goal from that game into the comments as well. Just so
we will link to that. It was
a beautiful own goal. Talking about taking things for granted, Morgan Knowles, I think he only did 25 minutes. I'm not sure I saw him again for the rest of the game. You can correct me there. How good was he? Good, solid, hard-working, 25 minutes, got involved. Obviously, he'd get his match sharpness up. And I like the fact that, I know it's not worked with Tommy Makinson because he's got another injury with his foot, but with Mark Percival, we managed his game time, brought him back, didn't play a full game until the Huddersfield game. And I'd imagine we'll do something similar with Morgan Knowles. That 25 minutes, he could have probably come back on in that second half if we'd have needed him. But instead, they've turned around and gone, no, that'll do. You start, so you're not coming on when there's people who are warmed up and into the game. You're going from a level playing field. And I thought he was great. I thought his handling was great. I thought his tackling was top.
Which is good considering it was his fun, that was it.
Exactly. But this is where you think you don't know how much you've missed him until he comes back into the team, and he's a good 13 to have there, and it allows, I think Matauti, he made a couple of errors first half, made up for it second half. It allows Matauti to play on that edge where he's going to be destructive. He's going to be destructive against some teams on that edge.
And lastly, 5 games played this evening. Plenty of results went our way. I think Hull got beat, Castleford got beat, and somebody else got beat. Oh, Warrington. Nearly forgot them because they're that insignificant in our lives. Right, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we'll catch you next week for the Redvee preview show. Shoe?
all that way through, and you messed up on show.
I was just being posh.